In January, right after I shot, like what? I went and got surgery. I got some more butt injections removed because, it takes rounds to get your butt injections removed. I got some of my butt injections removed, and I also went to fix, certain things of my fibrosis with surgeon made and everything. So in January, I got surgery, right? And February, I was working, whatever, doing whatever. So in March, after I put out enough, I'll say around, I don't know, if y'all could put out the date, it was like a couple of days after Jason Lee party. Like, it was like 5 days, like it was around March. It was like around March 20th or March 16th. It was like around those days, right? I woke up one morning and my mouth tasted like copper. It literally tasted like copper. So I was like, oh my gosh. This only happened to me when I'm pregnant. I automatically knew that I was pregnant. So I thought to myself, I got pregnant in January and I did a blood test. And I came out, I wasn't pregnant. And I did 2 pregnancy tests. I did a blood test in America and I did a blood test in Colombia. And I wasn't pregnant. Then I remembered I had sex on Valentine's Day. So I was like, I'm probably like 7 weeks, 6 weeks pregnant. And this was around the time that I'm like promoting out of enough. So I'm like, damn, I'm pregnant. But I'm not really thinking much of it. So I'm not thinking much of it. Me and my baby dad, we were in very bad terms. I still called him and I was like, hey, I'm pregnant. And we kind of laughed about it because it's like, what the? That's random. We literally went to Colombia because he went with me while I got my surgery. And it's like, what the? How the? Whatever. So then, in March, I was in LA for like a month. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like 6 weeks pregnant, probably 7 weeks pregnant. I don't know. Because I know for a fact I had sex in 2024. I know for a fact I only had sex in Valentine's Day and before I got my surgery. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I get to New York and I go to my OBGYN. I told her like, hey, I'm pregnant. And she's like, oh, okay. So when was the last time you had sex? I was like, I had sex on Valentine's Day. So I'm probably like 6, 7 weeks pregnant. And me and my OBGYN were very, very, very close. Like I love her down. So she's like, okay, well, we're going to do a sonogram. So we're just going to see like how far along are you? Talking to my OBGYN, and as she's doing my sonogram, she's like, oh my gosh. Because she talks like a little like Staten Island white girl. And she's like, oh my gosh. And like where she said, oh my God, like so loud like that, I was like, what the I got twins or something? Like she's freaking me out. So when I said that, she was like, you're not like 7 weeks pregnant or 6 weeks pregnant. I'm like, what? She's like, you're like 17 weeks pregnant. And I'm like, what? She's like, actually, this part of the body shows that like you're like 17 and this one shows like you're 18. Like I can't really figure it out. And I was like, wait, I only had sex one time this year. So then she was like, do you want to like see it? Because I'm not even looking at the sonogram. I don't even want to see it. When I look, it was a whole baby. Like I had it's not like a little bean type of, it was a baby. And then she was like, was you getting your period? And I was like, not really. I didn't get my period in February and I got it really light in March. But I guess it was because, I just did a very like strong surgeries. Like I just removed, some part of my, and I did a fibrosis removal.